Hey guys, I'm Becca and today I am doing my July wrap up. In the month of July, I read a total of 8 books, 7 books. I read a lot of books this month because I did the Booktube-a-thon as well as the biannual Bibliothon, which was a ton of fun. And basically all the books I read this month were for those two read-a-thons, and I'm really excited to talk about them. The first book I'm going to talk about today is The Merciless 2 by Danielle Vega. It's up on my shelf. I just don't feel like getting it down. And this, of course, is the sequel to The Merciless by Danielle Vega, which is a young adult horror novel that is amazing. I talk about it far too much, and way back last year I did a review on it. That's something for sure. You can watch that and then come back and see just how far I've come, and I promise you it'll be a long journey. I love these two books so much, and The Merciless 2 was definitely not a disappointment at all. It picks up right where The Merciless left off, and just like The Merciless, it was a huge roller coaster ride, although it took a bit more time for The Merciless 2 to really get rolling and have the story get going, whereas I feel like The Merciless, it jumped right in. You were into the story before you got halfway through the book, but the real intensity of The Merciless 2 didn't happen until the last third of the book, which is fine because it still packed a huge punch. I definitely recommend The Merciless 2 if you're into horror and creepy things like I am. I also read Identical by Ellen Hopkins. I read that for the biannual Bibliothon, and that is about a pair of identical twins who are the same in every way except one is actually being sexually assaulted by their father. That's not a spoiler at all. That's basically what the book is about. There's a huge twist at the end that I definitely did not see coming at all. I know a lot of people did, but I didn't. It was a really interesting book to read. I think it was a very important book to read, and it sparked my video discussing how we rate books that deal with difficult topics. I would love if you guys would go check out that video and tell me what you think about this topic and how you give ratings to difficult books. And I think that I gave Identical 4 out of 5 stars. I also ended up reading The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. This book was phenomenal. It's by far my favorite book that I read this entire month. It's about a girl named Andy, and she's the daughter of a politician, so everything in her life is planned out to a T. She's a planner, she's an organizer, but when a scandal comes up in her dad's office, her plans start kind of falling apart, and she has to learn how to roll with those punches. There's some really great friendships in this book as well. I thoroughly enjoyed this book, and I did a spoiler-free review, so I'll leave that linked so that you guys can check that out and see a little bit more about what I thought. Also this month I read Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alir Sainz. This follows a young boy by the name of Aristotle in 1987, and it just kind of goes about his life growing up and being a teenager in El Paso, Texas in 1987. And he meets another boy named Dante, and together a unique bond is formed, and the story kind of goes from there. Some people might think that it is a very slow going book, and I'd have to agree. There's not really a plot. Nothing really happens like in other books that have like a real strong plot where you can give a synopsis about what happens. You really can't do that with this one because it is a slice of life book, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. I definitely think that the author talked about a lot of very important social issues in this book, and I did a spoiler-free review for this one as well. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and this is the only book that I have read in a year or since I've started my BookTube channel that I've had nothing negative to say about it, and I think that that speaks for itself. I read an entire trilogy this month. I read The Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy by Jenny Han, which consists of The Summer I Turned Pretty, It's Not Summer Without You, and We'll Always Have Summer. It was really great. This is an amazing summer read, of course. I mean, it's The Summer I Turned Pretty. All 3 of these books are under 300 pages, so they were really easy to just sit down and marathon. I'm pretty sure that I read this entire trilogy in one sitting. I know I read the second 2 books back to back. I think I read the first book and then picked up something else and then came back to the other 2, but I ended up really enjoying the trilogy a lot more than I thought that I would. Jenny Han's writing just never disappoints me at all. She's one of my most favorite authors. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy with how this trilogy went. I think overall, I would give the trilogy 4 stars. I rated each book individually. You'll have to go over to Goodreads to see what ratings I gave them because I honestly don't even remember, but I really enjoyed these books. This month, I also read The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum, one of my most favorite movies of all time, and I read this for the Booktube-A-Thon challenge to read and watch a book-to-movie adaptation. I'm so glad out of all of the books I could have chosen that I chose The Wizard of Oz, because even though it's a very beloved movie to me, I'd never read the book, and the book is so much different than the movie, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. I highly recommend it. I just really love me some Wizard of Oz. And there you guys go. Those are all of the books that I read in the month of July. Make sure to let me know what books you read this month down below in the comments. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below to see more bookish videos. That's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you next time.